Yeah, come in. Hey, Joey, how are you doing today?
It's good. How are you?
Good, I'm doing well. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to have a quick little meeting. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Listen, I just wanted to go over a couple of things. We're about to head into a crucial time of the year, launching the 2019 season tickets. So I just wanted to catch up. You know, how's the team looking so far?
Yeah, well, our interns are doing pretty well. I feel like we're making progress with our ticket sales.
Okay.
We got a few of them that are kind of slacking on their duties, but overall, I think it's a pretty good performance.
Right.
And it's going well.
All right, that's good. You know, as marketing director, I consider you a massive part of our team as the team leader, and I trust your word on what you say about the interns. So if you have a serious issue and you want to have a quick little meeting, you know, we can definitely set that up.
Yeah, I think if you want to reach out to a few of them, that could really help.
All right.
Maybe like boost their progression a little bit.
Definitely. I mean, they're crucial to our success. Well, listen, as of last year, you know, we were top 5 in the league in attendance, which is pretty impressive coming from a city the size of Louisville. And another massive milestone that we hit was we doubled the amount of money that we put into our marketing campaigns from 2016. So, you know, we're definitely moving in the right directions, especially with the launch of our brand new stadium in 2020. So that's kind of where we're at, and we're kind of trying to double this year's by 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. And I think with the new stadium coming along with more funding from our supporters, I think that selling tickets is going to come easier, especially if you have the incentive to.
I mean, without season ticket holders, essentially we wouldn't be able to fund this USL team. So it's definitely important. So I just wanted to go over a couple of our major plans for 2019. The first is the promotions for our season tickets. So for the first 300 season ticket holders that get season tickets for the 2019 season, we're going to give out a free Louisville City t-shirt. And I actually have the t-shirt here that we're going to be giving out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those too?
Absolutely. As long as you reach, you know, the numbers we'd like you to. So this is the t-shirt we're going to give out for the first 300 fans that
pretty sweet.
Yeah, that purchase their tickets. And then for the first 200 that get their season tickets, they're going to get a pass for 4th Street Live for 3 free concerts, which is pretty sweet. So we have a country concert with Luke Bryant. We have a rap concert with, let me check my notes real quick, with Big Sean. And then lastly, you know, an artist for the parents, we have John Mayer. So that's for the first 200 season ticket holders, which is pretty exciting. And then lastly, the first 100 season ticket holders, they're going to get free Louisville basketball tickets to any 2 home games that they want to go to. So,
wow, that's cool.
So it's a pretty big incentive. And look, everybody's not going to be able to get these rewards, but it should create pretty good buzz on, you know, around the USL and, you know, getting people excited about trying to get their tickets for the 2019 season.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and look, another thing I want to touch bases with you on are the interns. You know, I put a lot of my trust in you with the interns. I'm busy, you're busy, but you're busy with the interns. So, you know, as you mentioned before, you know, are we hitting the weekly numbers we're trying to? You know, we would like each intern to at least make 100 calls a day.
I think we definitely are. I think they're averaging about 125 calls a day per intern.
But that's very good.
Some higher than that, some lower than that.
Yeah, but on average, you'd say 125.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want you to make sure you keep reminding the interns that if they do get a 5% conversion rate, which, you know, essentially what that means is, you know, if they get 5 out of every 100 calls to purchase season tickets for the 2019 season, on the day, they get $20 extra.
Mm-hmm.
So have you reiterated that?
Yeah, they're all aware of that. Some of them definitely
have we gotten anybody in the past, you know, 2 or 3 weeks?
There are a few that have done it so far, which is big time, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. That's massive. And look, our summer interns, you know, the summer's coming to an end, so a lot of the interns we have are about to go back to school. So I want to make sure that we're looking to promote at least one of the interns to full-time once they're finished with college. And also, are we looking to replace these interns for the fall semester?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing would be maybe going around to the local universities. You've got U of L, Bellarmine, Spalding. Check those out. You can reach out to those students.
Right.
I know a lot of them have sports marketing majors.
Right.
Reach out to those classes and see if any of them are interested in doing an internship throughout the fall.
Definitely, and that's something I was going to talk to you about. Was I think Bellarmine and Louisville both would be great options. And I actually have a meeting next week with the University of Louisville about allowing the internship to count as class credit. As we know, the internship's unpaid, so allowing, you know, class credit would allow them to, not only take it serious, but maybe use it as a possibility to launch their career moving forward. And if they do a great job, we can tell them that, they're welcome to come work for us once they graduate, which would be cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, but I also think that you have to go through a pretty extensive interview process with them, because if there's no money being paid toward them, I can see their motivation towards actually working for us a little low as long as they're getting that class credit.
I actually didn't think about that because we could not use the financial incentive, the $20 a day. So we'd have to find a way in order for them to essentially want to do well every day. And that we could set something up with the university on a grading scale, whether, if they are 5% conversion rate by the end of the semester, then they could, get an A. And if they're 3%, they get a B. So that's something that we could definitely talk to, and we could kind of see what our numbers are like at the end of the summer to, see what we could propose to the universities about the grading scale. And there was one other thing I want to talk to you about the interns with, and that was, okay, so as you know, we both played college sports, we watch film. So one thing I really want to implement with the interns is whether it's every other week or once a month that we sit down and we listen to a couple of the interns' phone calls, and we kind of, whether we record it or obviously we're not going to do it, as they're talking, but we go back and kind of point out things that might have worked well or things that they might have struggled with, and we kind of give them tips, but we can listen to the recordings of the phone calls and kind of use those to kind of coach the interns a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, because I think, especially if we're going to start hiring new people in the fall, I think a lot of them won't have as much experience maybe phone calling people and talking like that. So if we could maybe give them, maybe have an orientation day on how to do it first.
Absolutely. And we could use some of the recordings that we used from the interns this summer. We could get a couple more recordings and show the incoming interns what might work well, what might not work well, and kind of go from there. And we could, pick and choose good ones that we think that should be a model, telephone conversation with. I think cold calling people is a very difficult job, but if you can master that, then you're probably going to be able to move forward in business successfully. And I think that's something that we can kind of preach to these people. It's a job that nobody really wants to do, but we can kind of tell them that if you're able to use this and you're successful at this, then you're going to be successful on the next step of business.
Yeah, I would love to set up some sort of orientation like that. Also, reaching out to different, more people and people to call. I feel like maybe recruiting people at U of L soccer games or other soccer games, and maybe going to the club soccer people around the city of Louisville, because that's where we're going to get a lot of.
That is a good idea. So we could maybe even try to, I don't want to say split up our interns, but 1 week, interns focus on calls, and there's another group that's focusing on community interaction, and then the next week they switch. So that way they're getting 2 different experiences, one on the cold calls and then another one interacting with community. So that's definitely something that I think that we should look into moving forward. And the last thing I really want to talk to you about was our goals that we've set as an organization for the 2019 season. So I have a couple numbers here that I think really kind of are important. So our first goal involves, obviously, attendance. So FC Cincinnati, they were the first in all of USL in average attendance, and that was 21,199 people per game. Last year, we averaged 8,613. So and that had us at 4th in the league. So my goal for this year is to sell tickets for us to average right around 12,000 people per game, and that would be a very good number for us. And our stadium that's going to be open in 2020 will seat 15,000. So if we can reach 12,000 this coming year, I believe we'll be able to sell an extra 3,000, the following year to fill the stadium. Because essentially, we want to sell out our stadium. That's crucial for us. The next one I really want to focus on is corporate sponsorships. So over the next 2 quarters, I want us to look into at least finalizing or getting very close to finalizing 3 corporate sponsorships. And I have a couple leads for you that I think we should really push for, and I'm going to push some of this to you, and obviously you can work with me. But right now we have Smoothie King, Office Max, Walgreens, GNC, Ford, and Churchill Downs, who have showed serious interest in sponsoring the team. And whether that's a sponsorship in the stadium, a sponsorship on the jersey, TV sponsorship, those are all options. And I'd like for us to really push those companies that I just listed and at least try to finalize at least 2 of those, and maybe we'll find another one that's, out of nowhere that we could possibly sign. And then we have one more goal. Hold on, I just don't have the numbers. 1 second. Sorry, Joey.
No, you're fine. I think based off the sponsorship deals, I think if you would, when we reach out to those people and we show them our numbers for the past 4 to 5 years and how much we've increased, I think,
it's a no-brainer.
Common sense, they'd be missing out if they decided not to pair with us as as much as we're growing.
I definitely agree with that. And the last thing I want to talk about, and this is really a goal focused towards you, is we need to hire 5 new interns for the fall semester. As we talked about a couple avenues we could go with that, whether it's University of Louisville, Bellarmine, yada yada. And so we're about to lose 5. So I want to hire 5 new ones, students that are going to use this as course credit. And then lastly, I want to finalize and meet with you and the intern that you choose that you think has done the best job so far, and let them know that we would like them to come on full board once they're done with their senior year of college. So I think that's something we need to focus on, in the next 2 weeks heavy, is finding the intern that you think would be best for our company. Mm-hmm. And, let's set up a meeting, the 3 of us, make sure I agree with the decision, and I think that we need to go ahead and let them know that we think they'd be great for us. So that's one thing I want you to think about, is one intern that would, you think would be great for us, and somebody you'd like to work with on a daily basis.
I think after you have that meeting with U of L regarding whether it can be counted as a class credit or not, I think let me know how that goes. And then I think a good idea would be like maybe two of the 5 intern spots can be U of L students, maybe 1 Bellarmine, and then maybe we can have an online application for that.
I think that's smart. Yeah, I mean, variety is good. We don't want all of our interns to come from Louisville. So,
just be students, maybe we can find someone.
If we could form relationships with a couple universities, I mean, even there's a couple small schools around Louisville as well that they might have 1 or 2 people to send. Yeah. So let's do that. We'll definitely take a look at that. And
I have a few interns in mind that have done really well this summer that I can talk to you about what are their future.
Yeah, well, I think you should have
to stick around.
I think you should have conversations with all 3 of them, and whoever seems more interested and best fit, let's do it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, man. We'll go work hard the rest of the day. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
And I got to get back to work.
All right.
Are you sure you don't want a cookie to go?
No, I'm good. I'm on a diet.
All right, same here.
Have a good one.
All right, cheers, brother. See ya.